From forgotten town to global phenomenon, this is the true story of Wrexham. And it all began with one of the most unlikely decisions in modern football. Two Hollywood actors, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, buying a small Welsh club that barely appeared on television. What seemed like a joke at first ended up becoming one of the most inspiring projects in sport in recent years. But hold on, Wrexham's transformation goes far beyond the pitch. What happened there touched the heart of an entire city, and today, Ryan Reynolds himself says this is the biggest changes witnessed since he first arrived at the racecourse ground. Let's go back in time. In 2020, Wrexham were playing in the National League, the fifth tier of English football. A historic club, founded in 1864, the third oldest in the world, yet drowning in difficulties. The stands of the legendary racecourse ground looked emptier with each passing season. So did the club's bank accounts. Run by the supporters, Wrexham were fighting simply to survive. Then came the bombshell. Ryan Reynolds, the star of Deadpool, and Rob McElhenney, creator of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, were interested in buying Wrexham. The entire world was stunned. After all, what did two Hollywood actors want with a fifth-tier Welsh football club? The answer came with time. They didn't just want a club. They wanted a living story. Once the purchase was confirmed, in February 2021, the duo began investing heavily, not only in players and infrastructure, but also in identity. They understood that Wrexham was much more than a team. It was the symbol of a city that had suffered for too long. For decades, Wrexham had been an industrial powerhouse, relying on coal mining and steel. But when the factories shut down in the 1980s, the economy collapsed, and with it, local pride. Football was one of the few things that still united the community, but even that spark seemed to be fading. The arrival of Reynolds and Rob changed all that, and fast. The investment started with small but powerful improvements, modernizing the training facilities, improving the pitch, restructuring the stadium, and above all, bringing professionalism. Everything began to be done with planning and passion. On the pitch, the results soon followed. The club brought in experienced names like Ben Foster, former Premier League goalkeeper, and striker Paul Mullin, who quickly became a local hero. In 2023, Wrexham won promotion to League Two after 15 years away from the Football League. A year later came another promotion, League One. And now, they are standing tall in the Championship, the second tier, something that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. But what truly moved Ryan Reynolds wasn't the success on the pitch. During a recent interview on Late Night with Seth Meyers, he revealed something few people knew. When we got there 5 years ago, if you asked someone where they were from, they'd just say North Wales. Today, they say proudly, "I'm from Wrexham." That small change of phrase says everything. What was once shame has turned into pride. And the most amazing part, that feeling has crossed borders. Thanks to the Disney Plus documentary series Welcome to Wrexham, the club became known all over the world. Tourists from the United States, Canada, Australia, and even Japan have begun visiting the racecourse ground. According to local tourism spokesman Joe Bickerton, the sector now generates more than £180 million per year, growing by 20% annually since Ryan and Rob took over. Hotels are packed, pubs are thriving, and shops are selling Wrexham shirts everywhere. Even the streets feel alive again. There are billboards about Wrexham in the United States, Bickerton said. And it's all thanks to that story that began with two actors and one crazy dream. And as the club grows, so does the community. Wrexham has invested in social programs, sports infrastructure, and fan events to strengthen local ties. Children now dream of wearing the red shirt. Older fans who had stopped going to matches are returning to the stands. Wrexham, once a symbol of decline, has become a symbol of rebirth. Ryan Reynolds often says football taught him what it means to belong to something bigger than yourself. And for the fans, he's given back the most precious thing of all, the pride of saying, with a full heart, "I'm from Wrexham." And that's the heart of this story. The greatest transformation wasn't about climbing divisions or boosting tourism. It was about the emotional rebirth of a people. When football is lived with soul, it has the power not only to rebuild a club, but to rebuild an entire city. Now, the biggest dream is within reach, the Premier League. Does it sound impossible? Maybe. But who would dare doubt a team that's already defied every odd? Wrexham has become the club that makes the world believe nothing is too small when there's real passion behind it. And as Ryan Reynolds said, smiling at the end of his interview, "They didn't need me to be proud of who they are. I just helped remind them how great Wrexham already was." The Wrexham fairytale goes on, and the next chapter promises to be even more incredible. If you want to follow this story, the behind-the-scenes moments, the new achievements, and the journey towards the Premier League, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. Because here, every video beats to the rhythm of Wrexham's red heart. And that heartbeat, my friend, is only getting stronger.